The Out There channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Yo. Am I alone today? Always alone. Ufology is a lonely place. Hey, we got blue chicken. Let me just get set up here. I haven't posted anything at the side yet. See if this one goes a bit better than yesterday. I was a bit feeling down yesterday, health-wise, energy-wise. Yeah, it turns out I should have done magazines 1 to 12 because I knew something got missed out. So it looks like I've repeated the same one maybe 3 times now. the block of books. The first one is really bad. If you look at the playlist and look at the very first camera they had, so bad. But it's what we had at the time, you know. With better technology, clearer images, and able to read the books better, focus faster, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I suppose I could always. I've said that was a final, but who knows? I might still do 1 to 12 again. But I did skim it at the end of number 6 anyway, so they're all done, essentially shown. That is. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Live chat 20. Let's see. Is that coming up? Sure is. And it's a nice sunny day here. It would be ideal for sky watching. But yeah, it was a bit overcast, so it's a bit hard to know, you know. It's a bit dodgy if you're going to put up something, then suddenly have to bring it back in. But we're still waiting for some parts to make it safe. But we'll get there. Either my channel dies away soon, or people like the new things I'm doing. I leave the drama to other channels. I don't want to get into all that sort of side of it, attacking people all the time. But I just want to expose videos mostly, and some of the dodgy players that keep pretending to be legit UFO channels but aren't. But to me, that's not drama. That's just looking for the truth, right? Got to keep exposing people, because people come into this field all the time and they may not have watched the last 800 episodes and may never ever watch the last 800 episodes on my channel, but start with a new episode and think, oh, I didn't know that. I have to look into more of his episodes, but they never do. Most people just watch a few and then give up for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, let's say the internet was down and you only had hard copies of all my episodes, and you're stuck in a cottage somewhere in the woods and off grid, I think you'd be glad to start watching all the episodes, because if you had no TV or anything, and it's cold, stormy night, what else would you do? So it's the next best thing to a book, I suppose. But yeah, a lot of choice now, a lot of new channels coming online with younger ufologists in it, but they're all sort of hanging out with all the bad ufologists out there. You know who I mean. So they're picking up bad habits, and who wants more people interviewing the same people over and over and over again? To me, that's just boring. Unless you someone like myself that looks into connections and finds some connections to what they're saying with your own experiences, and then you can bring that into the interview, that's more interesting. You say, well, I actually can verify that what you saw is correct because I saw it myself, and that sort of changes the interview completely. But yeah, unfortunately I can't get these people on. I wanted to get the pilots on. I wanted them to maybe talking to the deeper science of it on dimensional and interdimensional and multiverse ideas, but I just couldn't get them on, so I guess I got some contracts with TV companies. That's all I can say, is that they have a cool down period that they're not allowed to go into any other shows for 6 months or a year. It's about the only thing I can explain. Lou, I just understand. He seems to keep wanting to go on waste of time people's channels instead of trying to do it properly with mine. And I've never really attacked the guy. We've sort of just considered that he might be disinformation early on, but we're not really attacked the guy, not personally anyway, not as his character, not his family, not calling them names, not making fun of his size or anything like that, which all these other channels seem to be doing, which is disgusting because that's not what ufology is about. It's about what they know, what they've seen, what they heard, and what they can't show. But what if you can actually describe stuff that you've seen and still not break your NDA? When's NDA sort of, how limited is it? So I don't know all that. Maybe Black Vault would know that. But anyway, better get on, I guess. Blue Chicken, you still out there? Let's wake up Blue Chicken. Let's give him a karate kick. Where's everybody? Blue Chicken? Meow. Kung Fu fighting. Yeah, I like to have a show where you got music playing in the background. Our theme music is Don't Talk to the Snake. But unfortunately you lose ad control and they get the money. But maybe I'll do something like that where you can actually play music and not actually be hit with strikes. I don't know, it's just so limited what you can do to make it fun, A UFO party of sorts with nice music in the background and stuff. Not your own music, but other people. So if you've not heard or talked to a snake, I actually did a slowed down version, and I took a chance to see if it would get a strike or not, because there's no way to tell. You can't say submit this for Robot's Chicken before you make it public. I'm not sure if there's any way of doing it, but I have actually got one here with my UFO channel theme music called Don't Talk to the Snake. If you're a Mike Marine fan like we are, mostly on the channel, his lyrics are amazing, and the music of course high energy, but I've made it slow. It's normally 120 beats. Don't talk to the snake. Maybe I have to put snake in. Did that work? Into it. So this is the only way you can search episode. Oh, this one here. Yeah. So that's theme music for my channel. Because the lyrics are just spot on. As you know, we call out snake oil channels. Don't talk to the snake. So that got a copyright claim on it, but not a strike. Even though I slowed it down, they still detected it. So yeah, I think you have to do pitch change and modulations to fool the robots anyway. It's a shame you just can't play music anyway and not be done, you know. And the artist can get the money for the episode if you want to. As long as you understand that, then that's all okay from what I see. Maybe Google need to bring in some sort of option there. Live stream with music. These are the terms. And you never get done. Then people might be a bit more keen to do like live events where you can come and talk and have some music in the background. Or people can say, have you heard this song? You do maybe music selection parties and you can just queue it up. I don't know, so I guess probably open it up a bit more. So yeah, so let's have a look around what's happening on the web anyway. So I think Third Phase is one of the ones that's pumping them out at the moment. Secure team have some other excuse probably. He doesn't need money because he's got 460 patrons, right? So you know, if they're paying $5 each, that's a couple of grand a month coming in. Who needs to work when you got that sort of coming in? Plus he's got all these videos where people are just watching them because he's got it so well indexed over the web by other people that he's collecting fairly good ad money on it all as well. So you can he can actually buy all that diamond necklace, some bing as they call it, gold diamond necklace, because he said he was in hospital. Yeah. When I got out of hospital, I was glad for a chicken burger. So yeah, Bing was the last thing on my mind. So yeah, looks like they got some other stuff up here. And of course their thumbnails never really match what's in the video, does it? Most of the time. Clickbaity, right? Somehow I don't think they got dopey old Biden being interviewed with about UFOs there. So I don't think that one. Let's start with the last one and work our way from there. Okay, we're back to the old intro. They got rid of the Star Wars one, did they? Okay, so need to skim a bit. So what are we looking at here? That's a bit suspect already, doesn't it? What do you reckon? Real? Too good to be real? According to the reflection, the sun's over this way. But is it? Can we tell which way the sun is? So if the sun's over this way, then straight away we know this is fake. Is the sun coming down reflecting in that direction? Or is it up here reflecting in this direction? So it's a bit hard to tell. Or is it behind the cloud?
Now our Facebook's lighting up. UFO videos being submitted on a daily basis. I wanted to...
So he's a liar. Straight away we know that's not true. If there's UFO videos submitted daily... what's happened here? Let's minimize that too. They would be putting up a lot of videos, and longer videos than 20 minutes, right? They'd be putting up as many as they can each day. So, and they never prove who's submitting them. There's no reason why you can't do what the government does with blackout, you know. Say this, oh, we just received this one, an email. It's actually a link to a YouTube. So it's not the original video, it's been already recompressed. Or they can prove it's gone to a Google Drive where you can download the original and use that. But that also shows a playable version which is compressed. So Google Drive is the best of both worlds there, from what I see, unless they've changed it since. You often got really big files of videos, so you can't obviously email them, can you? 20 megabytes is the maximum file size attachment. So you have to use like send big files, or some of these alternative web places that allow you to encrypt the file and make a link, and it automatically would delete after a week or whatever. So you can share it, but that's no good if you want to keep it around. So Google Drive's the next best option there, really. But then again, you're limited to 16 gigabyte, I think it is. So you start doing 4K videos or higher, that space is not going to be much, and you end up having to pay a monthly cost to increase the size. Or you could go mega, which is old.com's new encrypted site. Everybody's making money off you.
With you. Let's get to it.
Okay, so that first video, I guess, is going to show up somewhere in this, because this is not the same video, is it? It's filmed inside a car, and there's a little dot that's disappeared here.
Right, I wanted to get your opinion on this. This is right
Okay, there's a lot of movement there, isn't there?
at the end of July, and we're getting this from Poland, and this was captured by a man while he's driving in his car.
Driving in his car, which we can see. Where is it now? So let's just zoom in into this and have a good look. So natural thing would be to think it's a plane, because we know there's a lot of war happening with Ukraine next door. But it kind of looks like a water droplet on the window. A little flick of water come down while he was filming. Let's just keep watching. Is it a water droplet?
Pretty good. It's a little jump.
So we'd have to see. It's very jumpy. We'd have to see if it passes over that post. Got quite close to that one.
In his car, and he managed to capture this pretty good. It's a little.
Problem is, I've got to worry about rolling shutter here, because rolling shutter, if there's little slight movements and the video processor chip and the phone can't keep up with the scan rate, the object can actually move probably a centimetre each direction, depending which way it's filmed as well. If it's portrait, it's up and down, and if it's landscape, it's going to be left or right by a centimetre. So it could actually end up over the post, even though it's not passed over it.
Jumpy, but
so here, there where the sign is, are we seeing the water droplets? So there we can eliminate it as a water droplet on the window, you see, straight away. Is that it there though?
still.
It was, wasn't it? It was over top. See that there, and that's come out here. So it's a wee bit suspect. Could be on the window. You see? So this is good when you get signs like this that are really big, and the thing appears to be in front of it. And yet it hid that, so we know that's real. But this doesn't look like it's real.
It seems to capture something that resembles a flying disc in the sky.
Now that looks like a plane contrail now, coming up here. See that one? The dark contrail.
Sky. There's some kind of bright.
Okay, so see how much it changed from being in front of that to now being behind it.
Bright light coming up.
So are we missing some frames?
From the
It's very suspect, isn't it? It looks like it got edited there.
bottom. Brett, what do you make of this?
Blake, it's actually a pretty clear video. It shows that this object, whatever it is, it's in the sky. There's no...
So these are meant to be experts, right? Now, if you listen to what my explanation was throughout that, you could see that my explanation actually sort of nails it. So they're saying it's in the sky, when it's clearly seems not to be, if you break it down frame by frame.
CGI. We have a bright light coming
Not CGI, because the movement is consistent with the wobbling of the phone
from
car.
this object. And
See, it's up and down, up and
he's
down.
driving down the highway and getting a pretty good shot of what...
See, this is where posts are not really useful. You need a big sign.
Whatever we're looking at.
Right, see. Here we go. Oh no, it's there. There's something else. Is that another thing on the window? See how that's changed? So maybe there's two droplets on the window, but then where's the other one disappear to now? Maybe it's cut off there. It's still there. That's near the light there. Could I be wrong? Yeah. So it should be there. That's there, near the arrow. That's on the window, isn't it? That's a water droplet. But why? Where's the other one? It would have been up here. Let's see. It could be rolling shutter this time, where he's moved it. And that's jumped from there to there. That dot we'd expect to be here. Is suddenly back over here off the screen because of rolling shutter and his movement. So that could explain why we're not seeing it this time. I don't think it's the same sign as last time, but we'd have to go back and check. Maybe it was. And now that's gone. See that? That's gone. So something's fishy here. And we can't see it on the other bit of the sky. Yeah, we could play it slowly. But I'm just trying to pause at key points here. And there it is now. Could be the same droplet. If he's moving it around the phone so much, or the rolling shutter, the scanning the image like this, that droplet that was over here could end up over here, and then he's moved it and now it's back over here. So we've got a complex video here where we've got artifact and a water droplet. I'm pretty damn sure it looks like a water droplet on the window. Now if you ever filmed water droplets through the, or actually watch water droplets on your shower cabinet, it's just like that, or on the window. Water droplets. Window. Let's see. Oh, look. Looks very similar, doesn't it? One with the same sort of background colour over here. That one there, or that one there. And now is that stock? Maybe someone's taking a picture using their camera. We want that one. Is that the one? More sky, clouds in the sky. So let's see. That one's showing that the sun must be above because the dark bit's underneath. And the opposite way around, you see. So how's that working? Those ones look fake. fake. That one could be real. That one looks fake. Yeah, there's a good one where it's running down. So where's the light on their one again? The one is at the bottom. And it looks very similar to that one there. Same sort of shape. Rain and water droplets on the window. And you can see what I mean now. Sometimes you do get the odd water droplet just coming from the sky and lands on you. I've had it happen to me, and it's not raining, and it is a perfectly fine day. It's kind of weird, but it does happen. Yeah, get in front of that stuff.
Coming in via Facebook.
I think it was two different signs, so let's have a look. Just slow it down. I think we got a combination of rolling shutter and a water droplet anyway. Slow. Try half speed. There it is. Still not slow enough though, is it? Half speed. Yeah. Okay. We only got one more. Quarter speed. Anything else there that gives it away? I think it's really bad that Third Face would put up something like this. It's probably recycled too, it's probably an old video. But they said it was in Poland where the war machine's happening at the moment. It's as slow as we can get it on the video here. And there you go, straight over the post. Now, I don't think that was rolling shutter there, because normally that happens with rolling shutter. To me, that suggests it's on the window of the car. Keep on going. Okay, here's the first sign. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? To what we fit, unless they zoomed in differently. Now that one's definitely got a mark on it, and there's the water droplet there at the moment. So let's see what happens. Getting closer to the sign. Is it on the sign or is it behind? I think it might be on the sign there. Is it on the edge? It's blended in, see? I think it's on the front. And see how that's changed there. It's kind of strange, and the whole sign's moved now. Look, it's got edited. Because something happened with that sign, it gave it away. I think they edited it around there. They cut out a few frames. Because I think that is it there. There's the high mass light. There's no marks here now. And then suddenly it's here. And the reason why that suddenly shows up is probably because the angle changed and it wasn't reflecting the light off the window the same way. And what's happened here? That's a water droplet running down the screen, isn't it? On that particular frame where it sort of splashed down and ran off quick. But it definitely looks like it's been edited. Okay, keep on going. There's another sign there. Yeah, get it up there, get it up there. No. What's that pair of sunglasses hanging down? Oh, what happened there? Did they suddenly cut it? I didn't do anything, did I? Oh, suddenly got cut there, didn't it? Now we're seeing the contrail thing show up straight after. I'd say it's water droplet and the video's been edited, and some things give it away where it's over top of objects in front, like here where it gets edited. See? They got something happened here. Few frames got dropped. Deception at the best. Not CGI. So then something happened here. Like it got cut. There you go. There's a cut. Now we've got a plane contrail. So that must be at 26,000 feet or higher. And suddenly that got cut there. So yeah, that Polish guy needs a good smacking. How dare you submit crap like that into ufology? Even if you think it's funny, that third face would publish it. Okay, so let's unmute them and speed them up. They're not experts. They're not anything. But from deception.
It's actually a pretty clear video. It shows that this object, whatever it is, it's in the sky. There's no CGI. We have a bright light coming from this object, and he's driving down the highway and getting a pretty good shot of whatever we're looking at.
Instead of stopping the car and getting out and proving it's not a droplet on the window. Boom, edited. A few frames dropped there.
Now, more footage coming in via our Facebook, captured in Alberta, Canada. I want to get your opinions from around.
Okay, so what are we looking at? Looks like a string. Okay. So we're looking at a plane contrail there. It looks like it's vertical when it's actually horizontal. Nice fluffy clouds there. So yeah, they should know what this is. Plane contrail, probably at 30,000 feet there or higher.
Around the world, what are we looking at? It does appear like something is shooting straight out of this cloud. We're gonna get enhanced
it's going
photos.
the other direction,
we
I'd
actually
say.
have 2 photos who submitted this. It's going around over there in Alberta.
Let me see
but
what direction it's going.
First time we've seen this on YouTube. Brett, what do you make of this?
Blake, could this be a positioning of a chemtrail that just basically stopped upon a cloud in the sky, representing something that we're looking at could be an illusion?
It is. They know it.
Now,
could be.
we've
We're
got
going to
even
say
more
it
videos
is
for
because
you,
we'll
so
lose subs otherwise. So you just say, tell the people the truth, they unsub, you know. It's a bit shame that they could be honest if they wanted to, but they're scared of losing subs and the money from it. So how many views they got at the moment? 17,000. How long has it been up? Does it still tell us, or Google removed it? So you can't tell me they got almost 800,000 subscribers, Google. You purge all my subs all the time, and why aren't you purging theirs? There's definitely some bias going on. Anyway, we'll just keep on watching.
Let's take a look at this incredible imagery from the ISS. We're going to be looking at this image very close.
Okay, so upper atmosphere this side. We've got a streak going across here, so let's have a look. Looks like writing. A watermark. What else we're going to be looking for here? Looks like some other writing on the screen there. So what's that saying there? You reckon? It's Santa and the reindeers. Kind of looks like it. There could be just a darker cloud. Certainly darker clouds there. So let's see where they're going to go with this one.
Closely, because what we're looking at is quite incredible. We have multiple objects captured within the image. As we take a closer look at it, you can see very distinctly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including another cigar-shaped.
Okay, so looking at this here, and it looks like an out of focus watermark. The sun captured it, and it just maybe been conned by it. I don't know. Could it be Starlink satellites in a row? Just happened to be passing, because they will be lower down the Starlink. And what we're seeing here could be the solar panels each side of the cylinder. Kind of looks like it could be, I suppose. It looks like letter O, U's at the moment, and letter O. So did they say it's a photograph from the ISS?
Craft up on the top left over there. What is this all about? Definitely it's not Starlink, and we're trying to get NASA to tell us what the heck is being captured.
Is it not Starlink? I'm not too sure on that. Where's their proof it's not Starlink? Altitude International Space Station. Okay, got some images. Just want some writing. 480 k's above Earth surface. Okay, altitude of Starlink. Okay, so Starlink above. Okay, so that rules out Starlink. The first 60 Starlinks launched. To Earth by atmospheric drag in a few years. So they have a lifespan then. There's a lot of money to put up there for it slowly in 2 years to come back down. You think you'd have some sort of gyroscopic or ion engine on it that sort of keeps the orbit. I suppose everything has a lifespan though. Good way to keep it going, I guess. So we got, can rule out the Starlink, okay, but it doesn't rule out Watermark. So let's just go back. What did he say at the beginning of this?
Look at this incredible imagery from the ISS. We're going to be looking at this image very closely because what we're looking at is quite incredible. We have multiple objects captured within the image. As we take a closer look at it, you can see very distinctly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including another cigar-shaped craft.
Yeah, I just don't know, image that still could be played around with, right? Where'd they get it from? Is it a link to NASA? No link there in the description. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does look like it's some sort of satellites though. Doesn't look like that. Does look more like that one there. What's that one? That one's probably GPS, is it? Could be something like that too, couldn't it? So it could be TV. There's all different shapes you can get. That one's a possibility. That one there. This one was square. Block, and they're all pretty much squares, eh? Or round front bits. But they're not cylinders like they used to be, like this one here. Like that one there. It's funny how they sort of change with times. So yeah, let's find out. Satellites passing below space station. And here's one now. There's an image. Starlink satellites are fainter. So even if they're higher than the space station, could the angle and distance of them being far away make them appear to be over Earth. It's a possibility, isn't it? Could be like an optical illusion. They're actually on further away, but they're higher up. Anyway, let's see what else we got. So what's that there on that one? You see, it's got some cylinders. Is that satellites? Tiny satellites are changing the way. So could it be something like that? They're launching little tiny satellites as well, not just big ones. So how did they get that picture? That must be from a spaceship or passing space station. So yeah, we're not getting many images, but you can see the world's covered by these satellites. So yeah, is that an example of one? This is where you need a library of things, right? Because you do repeat things. You say, oh, I've seen that before. It's actually a satellite. Or they're special satellites to analyse water density or something. Climate change or whatever, you know. Here we go. Starlink, is it? Front of the moon. I know there's someone filming it from the ground, and that's what it looks like passing the moon. You know how you've seen those UFO videos of something passing? I didn't even think about it being a space station. Some of them. Often we think they're just in the atmosphere, being balloons, but there you go. It could be interstellar space station, so you got to rule that out as well. Here we go, we've got something here. Space station parts. Yeah, that's hanging down on the space station, isn't it? It's part of the Russian side of things. Is that the SpaceX ship approaching there, or is that a satellite? I just don't know. HDEV. Let's have a look. Does it say any information on it? Oh, here we go. That looks similar. What is that one? That's got some... Oh, that's just cloud, isn't it? Just a pattern of clouds. Kind of look like something flying like their one. That would have been handy, wouldn't it, if it was. We'd have something that matches it, sort of. Yeah, so maybe you can get a list of satellite names that are below. Here we go. Are they above or below? Orbits at the height of around 250 miles. For example, while satellites orbit closer to the Earth. There you go. Commercial satellites would be able to see the ISS, which is in a fairly low orbit. How do you tell if it's a star or satellite? The way it flickers, I guess. And movement. Satellite will move in a straight line. Takes several minutes to cross the sky. A meteorite shooting star will move in less than a fraction of a second. How can you tell? So they haven't given us a list. Okay. So what is it? Could it be something on the window? is the other option, isn't it? So let's go back a bit. Now, could that be a reflection? Because you've got to remember, this camera's not out in space, so it's behind 4 panes of glass. Could it be some water droplet that's sort of broken up on this window? But like the first one, you know? So let's just have a look
From the
again.
ISS, we're going to be looking at this image very closely because what we're looking at is quite incredible. We have multiple objects captured within the image as we take a closer look at it.
Kind of looks like a water droplet that hit the window, doesn't it? So it sort of bounced, losing a wee bit of itself, and then it's sort of stopped. Micrometeorite. Dent in the glass. Yeah, I don't think you can say that's UFOs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including.
Have we still got blue chicken with us?
Cigar-shaped
Or have we
craft
left already?
on the top left over there. What is this all about? Definitely, it's not Starlink, and we're trying to get NASA to tell us what the heck is being captured within their images. And right now, this image is very spectacular. Look, as we add some contrast and brightness to it, it really pops. And this is the location of the actual image itself. And this is what I like. That
all right, so they gave the information in the video.
Kind of CGI, what we're looking at is coming in from the gateway to astronaut photography of Earth itself. But did they actually notice?
So you can see how small it
when they were
was.
taking this picture? This is quite insane, if you ask me, Brent. What's your thoughts here?
I think it's just water droplets
Like,
again.
a lot of stuff going on in this photo. Again, you notice that little clip on the left, the little cigar shape, and
There
then
you go. It looks
these,
like water droplets.
Spheric orbs. Here's a great close-up. Look at the shading on these particular objects. The one to the left
they're
seems
so
to be the
small.
largest, which is kind of strange. This almost looks like something out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's pretty awesome. Imagine a closer picture of clear detail that would match and give us a full spectrum of what we're looking at here. Is this something otherworldly?
So they keep using the same terminology. To me, that's just deception. I think it's water droplets now. I think if it was satellites, maybe it'd be a bit more reflective. And you can see how small and how much they zoomed in the original image as well. So you can see the megapixel camera they got inside the space capsule taking that. It's going through multiple layers of glass anyway.
I know we're looking at the dates. This was even captured before Elon Musk Starlink even existed. So this is pretty awesome that this is out there, and we could rule out Starlink.
I think we had early 20 megapixel cameras then. So it would have been handy to give a link, then we can actually find out how many megapixel it was.
Starlink entirely. What is this?
You got to remember, NASA always gets the experimental sensors and cameras first to test out in space by these companies. Yeah, you know, it's a bit like YouTubers. The big YouTubers get a lot of free merchandise to review, and they're very lucky. NASA's probably the same, you know. Kodak wants them to take some pictures with this camera, and then it's written in history that they used a Kodak 110K, and that's the quality of the video from it.
Absolutely, possibly a secret space program, as we've been saying.
Secret space droplets. Okay, that's almost a blue chicken time. Blue chicken for that one. Secret space. You gotta have a blue chicken. No. Not secret space. Yeah, we can start using some of the stamps. I keep forgetting about using them. Bullshit. Nonsense. I need a stamp noise. Maybe I'll do that in future. Something to do in future. Layers. Blink. Cousin bros are the biggest layers. Frauds. And we can have multiple stamps. Busted. Debunked. Fake. Well, it's not fake. But, untick that one. There we go. Moving on to the next one, hopefully.
For a long time, some people say that's ridiculous. How could there be a secret space program?
Does it give us any details here? STS 100. So it is before SpaceX for sure. That's Space Shuttle mission, STS. Okay, so we've got some dimensions here. So what's the maximum? It goes up to 4,000 by 4,000. That's 16 megapixels. There you go. So not far wrong. And they've got various formats going downwards from 4 megapixels to standard 1080. And then even lower. SD image. Okay, so yeah, we've come across these ones before, where it could be just a reflection or water droplets. So yeah,
They would tell us, but as we watched yesterday in the episode we put up, they're redacting all kinds of information in regards to the UAP UFO phenomenon. But again, this is photographic evidence, and there's no denying what is being captured is in outer space above Earth itself. And then again,
I thought it was a watermark. Third phase are idiots. Put it on all NASA photographs so they find it.
along with the 5 spherical orbs, we're seeing this cigar shape up on the left over there. Do you guys see it? So there's multiple objects within this capture, and again, the brightness contrast showcasing the 5 observables. What's going on here? Are we going to
Okay, so if you look at the light, it looks like the sun's just coming over the horizon there. And if you look at how the shade was on those dots, the light definitely was at the top.
answer? I know this has been out.
So it's
the
water
archives.
droplets. It's a reflection
But
of water
again,
droplets.
we're asking the big questions, and hopefully NASA could tell us. Maybe even Elon Musk could tell us as well.
I tell you, it's
Elon,
ice.
Are you watching
Ice
Third Phase of the Moon?
particles stuck
Can
on the
you
window.
Tell us what the heck this is. Definitely, it's not your Starlink.
Let's
mission that
move
could-
on.
Based from a person who submitted this to us, and right.
Okay, so what are we looking at, guys? Egypt, is it? South America? Almost like Egypt, though.
Now, what's interesting is it seems kind of mundane in the beginning, but when we pan up,
Okay. That looks like a bug or a bird straight away to me. Yeah. So it's flying away from us, whatever it is. Can't see it really being a bird, but that kind of looks like a bug shape, doesn't it? If I can get the right size and get my cursor back. Definitely it looks like the head side up there. Then the body, and then it looks like the wings. So it's snapped it just as it's got its wings back almost central. Let's see where they go with it. I hate photographs. If we saw a video, then we could probably see if it's a bird. We'll be able to see flapping wings. Or a bug, which is more harder to see the wings because they have clear ones, right? So
and take a look at this. We look at something that is very hard to explain. It's not very practical. It doesn't look...
Not really hard to explain. Could even be like a cricket, right? Looks like one of the long legs here. Looks like a cricket body. Locusts. I think they fly, don't they? Let's have a look. What was the location though? I don't remember them saying. Locusts. Egypt. Must have spelled it wrong. Looks like some aircraft, really. Yeah, it could be, I suppose. But then you got some strange color arrangement in there. Like there's some movement here. You can see the distortion there. So it looks like a typical round bit that you get on bugs right at the end. It could be a long wing, or it could be a foot. Looks like it's got eye at the very front there, with its legs tucked underneath. Let's just keep looking. Locust. That's not how you spell it. Let's put Luxor in there. Lucas. Lucas, that's Lucas. Lucas, gotta be O, isn't it? There we go. Locust. Our plague or biblical scope in 2020. Was it? I think there was something on TV. The 10 plagues of Egypt.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a sub. It's rare to see subs along the side chatters around this channel. OG Skywatch. Thank you for joining us. New Zealand Skywatch is coming soon again. As soon as I get my bits from China. So let's have a look at these images. There you go. It's got that kind of shape to it, you see. And there's one of those long legs, and it's got the right colour. So we want one that's flying, and there's some that's flying, but it's blurry. Let's see. Let's just keep on going. They're fairly big, so it's a lot of area of a bug to reflect, especially if they can fly. Here we go. Israel. Looks almost like birds. They're so big. Here we go. That's a good one. So can we compare any of those to what we're seeing? You can see now how reflective the wings are. So if you get it on the side, these ones are coming towards us, unfortunately. So we want a side one. There's some over there that can't quite amp up. I think it's a pretty good close match. You know, my brain works on pattern matching quite well because I do this stuff every day pretty much. So I think that's one of the wings, one of the big wings I got. There's the abdomen, and there's the front of them. And you can see the pretty square on. They kind of do look like a helicopter, don't they? There's a lot of stuff that we fly around and it's based on nature. So there's one. And you got these little tentacle bits hanging down. And you can almost see that there in the picture there at the front. And if I could get the pointer right, you can see that it looks like the wing, and then it goes down to here. And I'm not sure if they've done any mucking around with the quality, contrast and stuff, but motion blur. Oh, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Looks like something screwed up here, made this really big. That's alright. Hey, let's keep on going.
Look like any kind of drone that I'm aware of, but man, this one's crazy. And what we've been hearing, again, speculative. Apparently there's documents within the Pentagon explaining what these craft could be, these UAPs, and some of the language is very interesting when they bring up biological, mechanical beings. Again, we're trying to get the exact paperwork in regards to this. I know
I'm pretty good today, thanks.
Some of this, but we're not about to release it until we can confirm that these documents, documents coming in from the Pentagon are legit. But right now, this definitely looks like it could be a biological, mechanical being. Brett, what's your thoughts? Is this something mundane, or is this just maybe some kind of rubbish just flying through the air, or a trash bag or something? Yeah, it's hard telling.
They haven't said the obvious, bug.
Really appreciate when people submit photos and they capture these anomalies, and this one's pretty weird and definitely is worth sharing. And that's the best part right here at Third Phase Moon, collecting the public's.
Could it be C-130? I don't think so. Has like a C-130 shape to it, but again, it looks like a locust or grasshopper, something like that.
Info and
we just caught one frame with we can't see the movement.
Information. What is this? That's the big question. Could it be?
It's just this is the reason why photos are better than video, because we've got more pixels to work with here. If they were video in it, this would be even worse quality. Be 1080p. But this would be like 4000 by 3000 or something, right? Be 12 megapixels or higher now. And that's really why you need to use the photograph as well as video when you're capturing UFOs in the sky. You need a combination of both. Third phase, yes. Ain't sober, they are hallucinating. We only watch them to expose the nonsense they put up. Have much bullshit in their video. Yeah, and that's what we're doing. We're going over it, fake stuff. Yep. You go back to the beginning of the show, you'll see that.
Mundane, maybe a kite or a bird that got caught off in a kind of the frame, and the shutter speed just kind of.
They said a bird, but they still haven't said a bug.
Kind of elongated it. It's curious. It's quite large, just hovering up there, if that's what it was. But I would really appreciate more video of this sighting to really confirm what's going on, than rather just a still. But again,
a series of shots would do it. Burst mode on the camera. I'm not sure all cameras do that or not. Where you can take it at maximum frame rate for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so then you can put it together into a slow motion video. and we'll convert it to a normal video as well, without sound. That's the only problem with photograph. But who wants sound all the time? Especially with UFOs, you'd rather get the best quality image you can.
We're here to accept this so we could share it with you, and this is good stuff.
Yeah, the high-res imagery. This one, I think, was about a 5 megabyte file size. So at least we're able to zoom up and get some really good looks at whatever this object is. And I don't think the people on the ground even realize that.
Yeah, they're just going to talk crap about it. So we're just going to move on to the next one.
What we're looking at. Interesting stuff. This object, whatever it was, is very illuminated. It's bright, but then as it kind of takes off, it does a switcheroo, and then you see this object up on the left, and then all of a sudden it turns into this dark shade, then once again bright. What's going on, Bright?
So what he gets on this one, normally Tic Tacs tend to be planes that are filmed with bad cameras where you can't see the wing tail or the wings. Is it moving like a drone, this one?
What do you think? Is this maybe some kind of
Sort of moves like a drone, doesn't it?
advertisement banner in the background?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
So then it stops and sort of swims back, which you see with drones doing that.
We're looking at something that was captured near...
And then it sort of angles downwards, isn't it? We just can't see it now. It's disappeared. It's there somewhere. Oh, there it is. Is it? Yeah. Don't know. Let's keep playing it.
Base X.
Where's it gone to?
I like the way it just banged.
Now it's over here. So where did it disappear to?
Interesting stuff. This object, whatever it was, is very illuminated. It's bright, but then
So
as it
look at the way it's
kind
going.
of takes off, it does a switcheroo.
Is it going this way?
You see this object up on the left, and then all of a
That's
sudden
got to be a drone.
it turns into this dark shade, then once again bright.
The dark is
What's
because
going on, Bright? What do you think? Is this maybe some kind of advertisement
the sun, obviously the angle changes to the camera.
banner in
Let's
the
have a look.
background?
Yeah, it's a possibility. We're looking at something that was captured near Space X. I like the way it just banked and did that.
Maybe the cloud moved behind the... Maybe the sun moved behind a cloud just as that stopped there. And it's not illuminated as much. Because it did fade off very quickly there, like the light had dimmed down.
Fast. We could
Now, could it be CGI? That's the next thing.
see the dark object on the left, kind of this square area, which possibly could be a banner. But look how it changes light. First it's a bright square, and then it does this bank right there. Kind of disappears, and then just turns dark, and then white again. It's pretty crazy maneuvers. I do see that obvious dot that we're pointing out there with the circle on the top left. Could this be an escort? Maybe a plane pulling a banner.
I hate when it does that.
That's a possibility. But again, it's pretty bizarro the way this thing's moving.
That's what I normally use the space bar. Okay, so looks like it's getting further away from us too. You notice it's not perfectly horizontal. When it's got a slight lean to it all the time, that's classic drone, because that's how the drones move. They lower the speed of the front propellers, and it goes on a tilt. And then that moves along like a helicopter.
Yeah, this video was submitted to us in this frame rate. And maybe the person that submitted it to us sped up
right,
the
so
film.
it looks like the video's been mucked around with as well. So they're just submitting it now.
I'm not exactly sure if this is in real time. And if this video is sped up. Some people are just sharing us the information, and maybe that's what... they're doing. They just
and they could have
submitted
edited it
to
as
us
well.
an air banner. And
Okay, that does look like a banner plane there. And was there something there at the front of it? Normally you look for a little dot. because the plane is not going to be very big. Sometimes the reflection of the sun gives away the plane. Be somewhere up here. Aha. That one's a banner plane. So is it two different videos or what's going on here? That's definitely a banner plane.
It's sped up motion.
Yeah, they sped it up.
I'm not exactly sure, but as we're looking at it again...
And there's something white up here too. I'm not sure what that was.
It is interesting the way it fades.
And banner planes are white. And then they turn. And of course they're changing the angle of the banner, and then it would fade. Aha, so it is. It's not a drone, it's a banner plane.
It's from bright...
Yeah, look, you can see it flapping then.
Luminosity to a dark shade.
That one's
and
solved.
That is very curious.
And here we're not seeing the plane turret because they cut it off.
The erratic maneuver from right to left is quite interesting as well. And we could make it out. We could make out the size of this. Those
plane
tanks
must be over here.
Fuel tanks for SpaceX, they're quite large as well.
Alright, it's a banner plane. Solved. And this is why you got to use the apps as well, guys. The apps with your dots in the sky would prove beyond doubt that it's a banner plane, because it'll probably be a Piper. And it will have a number, a call sign number on it, and you can look up the company and it'll say Banner Corporation or something. This is why I hate these channels, because they're too lazy to get the information off the person that's submitting the video. MUFON, when you submit to MUFON, they ask you all those questions, so they can plug it into the apps and rule out planes and satellites and stuff. Not on these channels, nope.
The frame rate that's dropping out, creating this illusion?
Yeah, it's been mucked around with.
That we're not familiar with.
He sped it up.
Guys, I want to get your thoughts as we're watching the live premiere, and give us a big thumbs up if you're enjoying.
Give them a big thumbs up their bums. Okay, so let's move it on. Next one. So what are you reckon on this one, guys? That's before we play it. Kind of looks like a bird head with the wings right next to its body. So let's see how it develops.
Kind of bizarre as it undulates up and down, but
could it be a bird on a wire? A wire going across. Bird sitting on it. The head here.
Stays steady in its proximity of its formation. It's not really moving around like a balloon.
It could be a wire that we're not seeing. Could it be filmed through a window? Could that be a piece of speck on the window? No, I once said it was a balloon. Could it be a bug on the window? Okay, let's just keep on going.
Yeah, look at the trees. They're whipping around back and forth. This thing's just staying static right there. It's not really moving like the wind is comparatively to the trees. This thing remains kind of just on its own.
Okay, so it's suddenly flipped to a different color then.
Course, where you can see how blustery it's hitting the trees. So what's going on?
So it looks like it's moving upwards though. Or the cloud's moving that way.
On here, what's keeping this static? Because if this was a balloon, it'd be whipping all over the place. This thing's pretty wild.
That looked like something that flipped onto the windows then. Did I notice a cut there?
Static. Because if this was a balloon, it'd be whipping all over the place. This thing's pretty wild. It doesn't look like one of ours. Absolutely. And again, caught in Los Angeles earlier
this week, it's just the
along
Edison.
with another video. Watch.
Okay, so now they're mixing videos. Yeah, this one's totally different. Definitely doesn't look like a bird this time, or a bit of muck on the window. That looks like a Coca-Cola balloon bottle on the side, doesn't it? with another balloon above it. Two balloons.
Same, but this one's a little clearer. And again, there's no CGI in my opinion. What we're looking at is legit as we get a closer.
Okay, that kind of looks like a shoe. Now, could it be a shoe and a power line? And that's the other shoe behind. On another power line that's further away. Looks like a shoe, doesn't it? Tell me if I'm wrong. It doesn't look like a Coke bottle now. Looks like it's more defined. I think I can see the heel. Then the round bits going to the nose of the shoe. Then it dips in, goes up round. I know they do throw tennis shoes over phone lines and stuff, don't they, in America? What do you reckon on that one? So the first one could have been a bit of dirt on a window. Could have been a really fine telephone wire and a bird's just sitting on it. Because you do get that sort of happens out in the remote places where you only got one house in the desert or whatever. And you have like a single phone line going to it. But yeah, this one kind of looks like shoes. It's out of focus. And again, we're not seeing the power line or phone line.
Look at this weird object. Is it metallic? Is it biological? Again,
it's just the right cloud colour as well to and no sun to reflect off the wire to see it. Also, it could be faked with a fishing wire, of course, between two phone phone poles. I mean, or power poles. There's another possibility, or even between two trees. So, for the fake video for third phase, make it out of focus. Typical blurfo. Throwing tennis shoes on a hanging wire. Hehe, great thinking. Perhaps could be. Yeah, thanks, Metal. I think so too, but the way they film and cut this can not give us the right clues.
We're just throwing out the biological.
See, it looks like it's fairly high up there. But it could be forced perspective, of course. It looks like it's high up there when it's not. So how would you better do that? Okay, we've got something there in the photograph. Is it a bird? Let's see, how could that be done? I think it could be. Is that power line there going through? Is that straight lines there above it? And it's dangling down. So we've got the power lines that are closer to us, and these might be little tiny, maybe Action Man boots or something, doll boots or something like that. If I could point out, it looks like power lines going across there. And this one here could also be the same, with a bird leaning over against the wind there, having a rest because it got tired. Again, the power line or whatever would blend in with that cloud quite good, I think. Let's see. Let's do a cut and paste job and run it through some filters. Don't want that on. Hey, at least I try and do the analysis on it, guys. A UFO is always the last on the list, so if you can get down to a UFO after eliminate everything else on the list, you're doing pretty good. So we've got a bird and possibly boots. Okay, I have to shrink that down again. I haven't got the folder opened. Here it comes. Make it a bit easier. It is getting pretty hot in my bedroom now. I hate it when it gets too hot, because I have to close the door, you see. People making noise in the house. See, that's wider than it used to be. Oh, well, at least you can read it. Open paint.net. So, this is not drama as far as I'm concerned. This is actually analysing videos and pointing out things. I'm not into the drama side of things. Things that all other channels are, but I'm trying to be a true truth seeker, you know. So already it's quite big there, so maybe let's get it up twice as big, maybe. Yeah, it looks like there could be a wire going that way. Let's run it through some filters, might give us a clue. Okay, so we dimmed it down. So what are we seeing in that one now? Seeing something that looks like a funny line going that way. We didn't see that before. So could that be a false perspective again? With something dangling? Okay, we'll come back to that one. Okay, that one there looks like we've got two straight lines running this way, which is above the thing, dangling. Let's keep on going. So the real images by the looks of it, no obvious deception. Definitely clouds and trees and buildings. And as you can see here, that one definitely looks like a real image. But it doesn't mean it's not photoshopped, of course. So let's do color swap properly again. Let's concentrate on this one on the right. That's lighter, and that's getting darker. Multiple shades now. Now, does that look like something going underneath that one? And that one that we thought was a wire could be just the top of a cloud cover. We're not seeing any reflections. Sometimes you get a little bright bit that runs in a straight line, which I found with Billy Meyer photographs, where you get a little bright bit that happens there and a little bit bright bit that happens there, where the sun just catches it off the fishing wire. But there looks like maybe three power lines. One, it fades off, and two, three. So that's something little hanging with power lines. Maybe this side of the house, and that one So a bit more tricky. Nothing's really popping out on that one. Aha! What have we got here? We've got some sort of reflection in the different colour whites there. So he reckons that little speck of white's the same as these ones here in that whole cloud system, which generally happens when you get a reflection. And look here. I think there's other little specks. It might be on an angle. There's another speck there. Is it coming up vertically like that? Which means it's coming from a house. Looks like there's something happening there. Cutting across that part of the cloud cover there. Looks like it's changing. Possibly because of reflections. Yeah, I'd say that's bird set on a wire, and that one's got the wire above it, even though you can't see it in that colour frame. That's probably the best we're going to get. So here we think maybe there's a wire going up this direction, slightly lower, going up this way. Or it might be going along straight this way, but it's this perspective angle. You can see definitely it looks like a line going through there. There's definitely one or two lines. So yeah, enough for that one. Actually, maybe save that image. Maybe I could add it to the thumbnail. Now there you go. Look. You can see it going through this way. It looks like one there. Anyway, we'll just save it and move on. Okay. Save it. I might have to put the fan on. Let's save over the top of it. There we go. And give me a second while I put the ceiling fan on and cool down the room a bit. I suppose you guys are freezing and here we're cooking. And is it still working? I never trust these Chinese headsets. They're pretty flimsy on the cords generally. It seems to be working. So we can close that down now. Oh, that's better with the fan. Looks like we might be coming to the end of this one actually.
But as we're watching the side-by-side comparisons, there is
no identical.
A little bit of match to its flight pattern. Are these two different craft? That's a big question, but I'm glad that people are having their eyes on the skies in Los Angeles, California, and around the world. That these almost look like what we see frequently in Colombia.
Yeah, well, they seem to have a lot of con artists in that case. And like doing pranks.
Yeah, now they're showing up in California. This is great. Now we're getting.
So I reckon someone's gone and strung their arm around with some sort of small shoe, maybe a kid's shoe, and it's got caught on the wire. Maybe tied a weight on it there, maybe. And it spun around. Or helium balloon on a fishing wire and then pop it over top of the wire. That would safely place it.
it's going on different parts of the continent that we're seeing
Yeah,
similar.
there could be a helium balloon that's popped, right? So they could have been floating it around and just got it wrapped around the power line. Just wait for the helium balloon to go down. Bingo, you got a UFO to send into third phase.
Objects that look like disc-shaped flying saucers.
Looks like Biff balloon to me. Biff? What's a Biff? Oh, big. Yeah, no, I don't know. How'd you get that being a big balloon? Still looks like a shoe to me. There's the toes, there's the bit that goes up, there's the heel, and there's the bit of heel underneath. Then there's a curvature of the foot that you have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a shoe. It's not the first time we've seen shoes and power lines. The first one I did was with Tyler Klotner of Secure Team. And it's dangling. It'll be dangling on that wire that's running above, which I pointed out. Anyway, we're not seeing any video of it. We're just seeing a photograph.
Yep, the side-by-side comparison. Actually, the video quality is pretty good here. I'm digging this.
Oh no, it's video, so it's not moving, right?
Guys, I want to get your thoughts. Now, interesting, we just got a phone call from Michael.
Now, if that was a balloon, wouldn't it be moving just slightly? Or going upwards, downwards?
Tshirt, we're going to be meeting up with him very soon. He did a little promo for his new YouTube video called Blue Room Media. Watch this.
So they're plugging each other, you see, just to get views and money. It's a bit shameful, really. Come on, third face, plug me. Plug your competitor. Well, actually, you can plug your person that actually gives the right explanation for your videos. Should be paying me. Yeah, so Michael Tshirt is everywhere at the moment, and he was on another fraud show recently too, wasn't he? Promoting himself. And Dr. Greer, blah. Okay, so we've been through all that now. That's just one video. It took to do reasonable analysis on it. It took 1 hour and 37 minutes. There you go. That's just one of their videos. And they did 20 minutes of it. Okay, what's this one here? Have you looked at that one before? Okay. So we've got various artifacts. So we've got vertical pillars for ice. A vertical pillar again. Can't see what's in that one. Anyway, keep on going.
Streak in the sky. It's not just a ball of light. It appears as if it's alive, and people have been seeing it from various
Excuse me.
National Weather Service.
I need a drink.
Scratching their heads a little bit, trying to figure out what it could be. Meteorologist Lena Maria has been looking at this with me, so we've been trying to figure it out. What are you hearing from your friends? You've been literally communicating with the National Weather Service.
Could it be a plane contrail even?
So we have a chat, and all the meteorologists from all the stations are in it, and the National Weather Service employees, and you know, a lot of people are guessing like flares from some of the plans.
Okay. Just look like ice pillars there. And they will refract light, reds, and all that sort of colour. Where's it meant to be in that one? Can we zoom in one picture, guys? Come on.
But that's typically more of like a pulsating glow, not a light pillar, which was actually...
So they're mentioning light pillars. looks like where the sun is actually, doesn't it? It's pretty thick cloud here, isn't it? And what's this one here? Come on, keep going.
What I guess it's just the atmospheric conditions aren't really available for that. So, that typically happens in colder climates like Canada, where there's a light source on the ground and you get refraction of ice crystals off of thin high clouds. But again, that happens typically in much colder climates. But if you've seen that, you posted pictures, Google light pillar. I'm curious if you guys think that maybe that's what it is. I mean, I guess, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, she's not sure.
These past 2 years, I just can't take the anxiety. You know what? Beat me up, Scotty. Let's just... We will keep our eyes on it for all of you, but for now...
No, they're trying to plug the UFO.
Yes, well, quiet weather.
That's floaty.
So there it is. Multiple sources, photographs, the evidence coming in from Houston, Texas. And I want to give a big thank you to our contact who gave us the heads up in regards to this story, Bud Goodry. Appreciate this. He did some research and he says, guys, you guys got to report on this. So that's what we're doing right now, and we're looking at this. Again, multiple photographs, videos, and we're asking anybody from Houston, Texas, if they saw something strange in the sky and they...
Okay, so I'm not going to really add to it. Okay, now we've got a bigger picture of it. So it looks like the sun is definitely somewhere there, isn't it? Straight above, maybe. And looking at the power lines here. There, reflecting off there. So seems to angle up to that point there, up somewhere. Kind of looks like a light pillar to me. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some comparisons. Light pillars. Oh, red. Let's put red in it. And here we go. So that's coming from city lights. And so is that, but you wouldn't know it. Does look the same, doesn't it? So it could be a bright light, a red light on the ground reflecting up into the clouds here. Could be some high-rise building with some red lights on the top, spotlights. And that's just reflecting off ice crystals in the atmosphere. Probably have to look at the location, Google Maps and all that. There's one with multiple colour lights. That's pretty cool though. But you can see it's colder near the ground here, but definitely some do get cold layers up in the atmosphere, and they form like they're floating above. So yeah, it's a bit hard to tell. Looks like a light pillar. Mother Nature does some crazy things. And here's a good one here. You can't see it coming from the ground like these ones. And here we even got a sun dog, is it? And what do you call it? Halo 22. Red wavelengths. Yeah. Could it be from some red stoplight system? Who knows? High mass light, maybe. But anyway,
cloud droplets, which is what...
Not a UFO. This one looks like a repeat that I've done before. And this one looks like something I've done before too. Kind of looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it? Kind of looks like one of those typical
Broad daylight
UFO
sighting, the
advertising
classic
balloons.
flying saucer disc. You know, Bob Lazar calls it the sports model. We're just asking, what the heck is it? Is it piloted? Is this some kind of craft for something from another world? Some people are actually speculating that
Is that the
these
same
could be
object or
biological
what? Are they mixing
machines
two
coming
videos?
from a highly advanced civilization. Did you hear what I just said? Biological mechanical beings.
Is it? I don't think it's the same video. That could be a kite, couldn't it?
You know, this is
And this one looks like one of those UFO
some of the
balloons. That's
speculation and maybe some of the reports that we've been hearing in the underbelly.
maybe it's broken away. So they're working with Underbelly 2. Remember Underbelly 2? Anyone that works with fraud channels is a fraud. Okay. UFO balloon, you know the one. We've looked at it so many times now. This looks identical to that. Where it has some imagery above and below. I have to put advertising in, I think. Advertising. And there's a hot air balloon that's shaped like a UFO. Could it be a hot air balloon? I can't rule it out. It's so far away you won't be able to see the basket underneath. It could be a UFO hot air balloon. Like I just pointed out. And there's a helium balloons. That one looks like a raw UFO, doesn't it? You can't see the lines, but that someone's tethered that to the ground and just taken a picture 5 days ago on a good quality phone, unlike what we're watching now. And that there is a solar balloon, a solar tube balloon, and so is that one. And that's a heart-shaped balloon, even though it doesn't look like it, but it is. Done the analysis on that many times. Again, a balloon, and there's a UFO balloon. So have a look at that one. I think this one might be maybe a fake perspective where someone's filming it looking down.
And behind the scenes of this UFO phenomenon, the language. Is this language proper? I'm not exactly
Could
sure,
be
but
attached
we're hearing,
still.
again, from places and good sources that they're about to basically admit that maybe this UFO phenomenon could be explained as some kind of, again, biological, mechanical being. If you could imagine that, that'd be interesting. Do you think these things are piloted by little gray beings?
And
Guys,
this one
I want to
here
get your opinions.
seems to be on an angle. It's not the same. It could be a kite. That
In
one.
this live premiere, and
It's not very good
again,
quality.
I'm looking at this. It's broad daylight. I don't see any kind of manipulation. I believe the video is legit. And I'd have to say this craft is maybe
So that had more of a delta wing shape to it. This one's definitely symmetry to it. Anyway, moving on. Okay, this one is the nuclear power plant in Japan, and right behind it is a sea, and the camera is on an angle so you see the sea, and any lights that are passing by are actually boat lights. So they know this, and they've put this up years ago and they're recycling it again. So that makes them fraudsters to me, because they know it's been debunked.
the nuclear power plants. Well, what's interesting, there were certain lights that were
And the reason how they debunked it is they found the daytime footage of it and superimposed it, and you can see where the sea level horizon ends there. But you see them passing through here too. major port there, you see. So that's this garbage, and they're zooming in on the boat lights now.
Ukraine, there's been a lot of UFO sightings in the area. Unfortunately, what's going down there might be attracting UFOs, just kind of observing it. Right here, people are speculating that these objects that are being shot from the ground forces trying to shoot this anomalous object out of the sky. Take a look.
Yeah, so more garbage really, isn't it? Anything to do with wartime footage. It's going to be missiles trying to knock out stealth planes or whatever.
Look this.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a drone,
It's really hard
doesn't
to
it?
make out what's going on. You know, the fog of war. There's a lot of tragedy going on in Ukraine right now, and
I'd say the Ukrainians are using regular drones for surveillance, but I know they're using satellites as well. They're using all the satellites and Starlink satellites above, so that could be anything, right? And the war's saying, come on.
hopefully things settle down or some agreements could be made. But as we're watching this, it does seem to have some kind of high activity of the phenomenon as we're seeing this in
Yeah, it looks like the missiles
red here
can't quite get that
from
high.
multiple sources. We see two illuminated lights that seem to...
So that can't be a missile, so that's going to be like a illuminated round of some kind, isn't it? So this could even be practice. There could be like cluster flare drop that's far up there, and they're just seeing how far they can the bullets can reach.
You know, converge and start to flash, but
because you don't want to waste bullets, do you? If you know it's too high up, you just got to wait for it to come down and then fire it.
this was an interesting one that came in earlier this week of what looks to be some kind of just black smudge. But whatever it is, it's there. It's hanging.
Looks like a high quality spud cam footage again.
And it's not any kind of helicopter or airplane or a drone. This is kind of weird. It almost reminds me of the military footage coming in from our Navy pilots. Again, it's not very clear, but again, what's it doing there in close proximity to the major bombing on the ground? Again, we're getting a close-up.
Okay, it could be just illumination flares, right? And that's there's a lot of smoke.
Look at this. It's hard to make out any detail, but again, it's suspicious in its nature, being in so
Obviously, so it exploded here, obviously.
close.
So
Being
that's
in
just a single
so
frame,
close-
isn't it? Because this smoke cloud's not moving.
Proximity to the war zone over there. Wow, this is...
So that could be just a drone that they're using to fly around. What's this up here? You see, it could be planes, drones.
really weird. I would imagine
Yeah,
that
just a,
if there were extraterrestrials, that they would
it's just a single frame, isn't it? And that one's no one. Explosion.
be keeping a close eye on the activity. Again, more footage coming in from Ukraine.
It's not footage, though. It's
Let's,
photographs.
Let's sit back for a little bit and just ponder. Is ET really curious about this?
Okay,
And
that's
maybe
a video
they might have some
now.
intentions to maybe
see
intervene.
it,
That's wishful
blurring.
thinking, but let me tell you, there's been a recent drop of document.
But something's not right here, isn't it? So this seems to be moving, and that seems to be static. And that's not going to be static. That's an explosion there.
That was released today. Thanks to
Unless they're alternating between different frames of the photo, but I didn't see any movements.
maybe intervene. That's wishful thinking, but let me tell you, there's been a recent
see
drop
any
of
movement,
documents that was...
What do you reckon? Ancient. I kept watching Ancient Aliens Debunked amazing 4-hour video. Yeah, it is an amazing video, isn't it? It gives you a total perspective on those guys being disinformation agents, doesn't it? I keep telling people they should be watching that. And of course, the guy has a really good part of how the Great Pyramid was built and why the big chamber exists inside for a counterweight. which makes total sense to me. Anyway, this is garbage, so we'll just move on quickly. So they're talking about redacted stuff that come from the Black Vault, wasn't it? So obviously the government's got something to hide, whether it's secret weapons testing, aliens, God knows what. Still, we're never going to really know, are we? So I think this comes from the Black Vault, so really we should be referencing their video, seeing what he's saying about it. But they're saying that so much censored here, it's pointless, you know. Here are the use off. Blah blah blah. So what they're talking about, some secret weapon, and the USN have blah blah blah. So it doesn't give us any clues about aliens at all. So the government's still not going to tell us, obviously, by that. They're still not ready to let us know. From the aircraft, shows an object for 2004. That's when they did the first leak of that video, wasn't it? It reportedly demonstrated, according to US Navy, reported during 7 hours and something, helicopter pilot and 2 weapons systems. Isn't that the original Tic Tac video? Surely we would know enough about that now to be uncensored, unless it's got people's names, I guess. I don't know. Not sure how to work that one out. This one's in yellow for some reason, with blackness. Developed by China, Russia, and another nation. So to me, they're still looking inwards, not outwards. Outwards, they're looking at other countries. Technology, not something unknown. Which means it's going to be censored if they think it's some sort of advanced hypersonic drone or whatever. Typo City tonight. Too many. Yeah, that's why I try and avoid not typing too. Because it's really hard for me to get it right sometimes. Because I'm on the bed. I'm waiting for my table that will come over the bed. It can be used as a normal wall table and it can slide over top of a queen size bed. Actually, it can go to a king size bed, I think. I thought it's a really good idea when you ain't got much space. Like if you're in a 2-bedroom apartment and no room for a table, you can put it over the end of your bed with all your laptops and stuff on. But anyway, maybe I'll photograph it once I get it all and assemble it. It's coming from China. It cost me a fair bit on shipping, more than the product itself, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? So yeah, they're still talking about it. So obviously all these videos they're getting, they said in the last video, is bullshit, right? Because where's all these videos? They should be every day, 2 days ago. So they're lying, and they're not getting lots and tons of videos from people. And if they are, they're filtering them. In other words, the dots in the sky or balloons, they know it's balloons, and they can't sort of BS it too much. Did we do that one? Let's have a quick look. I think we may have. Yeah. talking about it's going to be some more leaks from pilots coming. And they've been talking for third phase. Now, pilots, if you've got credibility, you wouldn't be talking to third phase to leak it. You'd be talking to Fox News or something like that. And then it'll get to the YouTube channels after that. So, why are the pilots talking to third phase? Which means straight away puts it into disinformation category for me when they do come out. So, what do you reckon on that one? So these people will be sucking it up here. Above top secret, they're promoting their new documentary with Greer in it. Always trying to make money out of these guys, and Greer never really talks about anything apart from the same thing over and over again. Roll on me. So yeah, looks like we might be finished up for the day unless there's anything else that we missed. It's bound to be somewhere. Let's see. It could be this one. No. Let's have a look. Oh no, that's a reflection off the mountainside, isn't it? We have done that one. So there must be something we've missed. I think there are repeats that we've looked at already. Yeah, I think these are recycled from years ago. I think that one
continues, and I'll continue to use.
Is a balloon. It's like a deflated balloon, actually. And again, it's near the power lines, which gives it suspicion. Could be someone sliding it along that's it's popped and they're still sliding it along, making a video out of it. Is that the same one? That thing looks like a bird. Different angle, maybe. Could it be a bird? Pigeon. Again, is it on a wire that we can't see? If it is. But very suspect, that one. And the Greer promotion again. So yeah, well, just have a look around and maybe wrap up for the day. How many hours have we done? Time flies when you're having fun, right? 2 hours. I suppose already it's too long for most people. How's security going? Anything new? No. Nothing for 11 days. So last time it was day 13. So something every 2 weeks. I wonder if these ones were debunked already. That'd be interesting. Let's see what he comes out with next. Who else we got? Nocturnal News. I think he's sort of given up a bit. I know, it's just put out something 4 hours ago, just before I started. SpaceX mysterious object captured. Now let's have a look.
Okay, so it's been about, what, 2 weeks since I posted my last video.
Yeah, Slacker.
I've been working on a side project with some really cool people in the UFO community.
Okay, so he's making a movie that you can make money off. So is that what Tyler's up to as well? So all these guys are all into the make, right?
I'm excited about the project coming out in about a month and a half.
Oh god, I'm not going to be excited then if he's in it.
I can't really talk about it, but more on that later. First, this Starman UFO SpaceX sighting.
We have been visited on this planet, and the UFO phenomenon is real, although it's been covered up by governments for quite a long time. It is a real phenomenon.
Yeah, not the best quality video, whatever it is that we're meant to be looking at.
Well covered up by all of our governments for the last 60 years.
Okay, so there's going to be a little plot twist at the end of this video, okay? I'm going to just kind of go over it, walk you through it, but towards the end, there is a little bit of a plot twist.
That looks
So
like
we
an
see
explosion.
this, I don't know, UFO being filmed by the SpaceX Starman, Tesla camera that is allegedly floating around in space, if you believe it is. I mean, that's entirely up to you. Honestly, at this point, and especially after making my
I don't know, it looked like an explosion with a ring around it, didn't it?
video today, I'm kind of torn on it. I don't know. But we see this
Looks like it's
light,
expanding.
okay, I don't know, maybe something explodes, and then a UFO appears out of it right
And then
there.
it just breaks up.
Now, we'll go to the original video without the zoom, and just if you guys look up at the left-hand corner right there, okay, you'll see this UFO appear out of this light. Now, could it be a
Up there.
plasma burst, something like that, space debris? Your guess is as good as mine.
So could it be flying over Ukraine and that's one of the explosions that happened at the time? Who knows? It could be up there high enough to see it from space. Does look like an explosion, doesn't it? So where's the map or where we're at on SpaceX or whatever? Generally they have a little picture with it, don't they?
But I do believe this is 100% authentic. Plus, you can see these two lights at the bottom. They'll light up, okay?
Now we do know that Americans and Russians do shoot down each other's satellites as well and blow them up. And they can launch a missile from high altitudes to shoot down spy satellites. But again, this could be over a war zone. We're going to see lots of this type of stuff, I think.
Okay, and then you can see the UFO reflecting off the hood of the Tesla Roadster. I mean, this is crazy. Now, this video is from 2018, and I'm surprised I've never ran across.
Okay, it's 2018, so that could be one of those lightning spikes that you get through lightning, right? That shoots up into the sky. So that must be from that original rocket launch. But then again, how do we know it's not the rocket SpaceX firing to come down? You see what I mean? It's just taken out of context. That's probably why he hasn't seen it.
Their opinion and label it as a fact, okay? But there is something there. But there is a problem, okay? And like I said, there's going to be a plot twist at the end of the video.
Okay, let's get to the end.
It's basically down, very fake. Okay, you see this blue cosmic dust lighting up on the right. Like, what the hell is that, right? And again,
They look like gas from one of the SpaceX stabilizing rockets, doesn't it? Isn't that still attached to the front of the rocket? So what we're seeing is water vapor being lit up, and they've got some spotlight on the car here. It's just illuminating the gas from one of the stabilizing
and remember,
rockets.
this is a Tesla that Elon Musk, hurled into space a few years back, and apparently
There we go.
it's still up there, and we just see
You can see little space ice shooting upwards there.
these crazy videos like this where these,
And we've got the stabilizing rocket that side now.
you would download from Google Play
And
or
then
the App
there.
Store, and you could easily do the top right. I added that. Now, I did that in about 3 minutes. Give me an hour, and I could probably make a more convincing this. Let's add some of our own effects, okay? Right here, a little, shooting star. I know that looks ridiculous.
Well, that looks
okay,
fake.
We'll do another ridiculous little filter right here, some CGI. But the top right, I added that. Now, I did that in about 3 minutes. Give me an hour,
Okay.
and I could probably make a more convincing CGI video than SpaceX did. Right here, a little aurora for you, like a green glow, and we can have it.
That's why we always got to be skeptical, guys. He's just showing us why we can't trust these guys. So he could have modified that himself. Even now, he's saying this is what he could have done. Who's to say he didn't? You know, he's proven that he's able to do it. Let's see, who else we got? Secure team. Okay, has he got anything on his Twitter? I probably can't watch it. That'd be blocked, is it? You're blocked. You know, that's why I didn't log in. Twitter's now started being pains. So people that blocked me obviously got something to hide. Goofon hasn't blocked me yet, I don't think. Well, he has for posting comments, but so it looks like he's in competition with me at the moment. 800 views. Why would someone want to watch that garbage? Who cares? Let's talk about the future of ufology. If you've ever watched this stuff, he's repeating himself over and over each week. So boring. I don't understand people liking his channel at all. But he did yesterday point out one video which I did see on Third Face. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was here somewhere. While I'm here. Maybe not that far ahead actually. Oh, here it is. This one here. Unfortunately, I think he's got it correct. I think it is a drone. This is
a light ship. Scout ship. As the Adamski...
No, it's not a light ship.
The original video, this
is
quite interesting as we're
looks
looking
like
at
the
this
way it
once
moves.
again.
I don't know how fast
angle.
it's
If you're
going.
enjoying this episode, please give us a thumbs up and tell your friends.
See, that looks like it's on a
Third Phase News
pre-programmed
bringing the
flight
latest
path,
UFO
and the
videos
lights,
right here.
Oh, it is a drone!
the lights shine off the drone onto the ground here. Because drones, they have a flight path where they remember to come back, and they turn on the lights when they get close to the ground. Obviously, you don't want lights when you're up in the sky because it's pointless. But when it's to the ground, you want to be able to see it.
I'm going to tell you what...
So where does he normally play it here? So I didn't actually see that. I didn't actually see this one on Third Face, so I'm not sure whereabouts they showed it.
Interesting. And then oh, wow.
Here it is.
What are we looking at here? A drone?
Now it creates a bit of a... Looks like it creates a bit of disturbance in the air. Ice crystals in the air, which kind of suggests it's got some propeller. And see here, it's almost like it's stirring up the ice crystals. And then it turns on the light as it gets to a certain height.
Oh, look at the
And you can see it's not perfectly flat, it's on a slight lean, so...
light on the ground! That's a...
And then look, it angles up. It slows down, see that? It slows down just to come down to land just off edge here. So he's got that one right. Like I said, he's hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes he gets them, sometimes they don't. But, yeah. Apart from that, I'm not sure there's anything else. UFO man. He's constantly putting up garbage too, unfortunately. He's doing more interviews. Okay, he likes this UFO over Vegas guy. We know that planes and helicopters and long exposure and mucked around with speed to hide the flashing lights. Just UFO with bright flashing lights filmed. Again, that sounds like a plane, doesn't it? Let's have a look.
Hey guys, it's you.
Okay, so there's a dot in the sky, right?
So man, here's a clip coming from outside of Dusseldorf, Germany, dated March 15th,
Come on, that's a plane.
2022.
You can see the every
Unknown
second.
object.
If it's every
This
second, it's a
object
main.
was
It's a
said
flashing
to be
light on the plane.
circular in nature,
That's
revolving on its
the
own
front light
axis,
and the tail light. So
and
it's heading
had
on a slight angle towards
unknown
us.
lighting pattern that does not match up to any type of conventional aircraft.
Bullshit. And because it's depending on what type of camera it's being used, you ain't going to see the red lights.
Check it out, make an assessment, let us know.
If it's 1 second pulses, you can guarantee it's collision avoidance lights. So this is what I mean about these guys. They're just terrible. They really are. They'll tell you what it is, not which is what it is, generally, every time.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip of a cylinder UFO.
He sounds a bit drunk or something, doesn't he? Hey guys. Or is that like how Tyler talks? Here's a clip I got from the hoaxer UFOs over Vegas, Steve Barone.
Flying over Las Vegas, Nevada, filmed on March 18th, 2022.
Yeah, that's a plane.
And
because I got millions of people living there, and they're all going to point their cameras up and say, "Oh, look at this flying disc over us."
The Space Needle.
Oh.
Take a look, make an
Yeah,
assessment.
super.
Let me know what
Where's it
you
gone?
think. Checked and
Yeah.
saw that there were no blimp
There it is. And that's the top of the building, isn't it? Where's it disappear to?
activity at this time. So this is not.
Okay, so it come down and landed basically at the
blip.
airport.
This is also.
That's the control tower, isn't it? Is it for the airport? It's got to be an airport there, isn't it? That looks like the tower. That's absolute crap, I tell you.
With a little bit of a black energy field above it.
Black, you know, that's compression artifacts, you know.
In the still shots.
Those little black lines around, it's all to do with compression artifacts, right? It's nothing to do with energy field. They just show themselves up as non-experts. But, you know, how many views did he get? 1,000 for that. It's just criminal that these people get away with it. And 94 likes. What a lot of garbage. I also say the way it cleared that mountain was impressive. Yeah, planes can do that. It's huge. It's huge. Looks like it's letting off heat. Oh god, very interesting. Gullibles. Looks like it's leaving some sort of trail. Yeah, it's called vapors, contrails. It's most likely jet engine fumes. Yeah, so no one said it's a plane. See, again, this is where these ones fell. This is where you need to use the apps. Side by side, prove beyond doubt that there's no plane in that direction, and also state which compass heading we're looking at. You know, it's just garbage. Means nothing without the apps now, without having compass headings and date and times and all that on there. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Unless there's anything else you want to add that I might have missed. Let's have a look at UFO interest while we're here. Let's see what debunks he's put up. Don't just manage. That looks like an ad. Also known as a diamond UFO. Reoccurring camera artifact. Yeah. Certainly looks like camera artifact, 4-bladed, multiple bladed. And some of those will be through videotape, of course, as well. With some distortion, interlace, where they've done interlacing on it. Now these definitely look like they're from videotape. Here's a good example. UFO or not. Things are not always what they seem. A little speck of light. I wish you wouldn't use the music though. Let's get rid of that. Could be copyrighted. So we've got atmospherics happening there. It's wobbling all over the place. Could be the sun, could be a star. Alright, looks like a UFO now. 4-bladed iris maybe. Is it on a videotape? Certainly all over the place. And of course that's all probably hand movement, of course. All that's jiggy jiggy jiggy. Does he show why it's a camera? Alright, it's a plane now. Yeah, how did it change? Got closer and closer, did it? So it was a plane with lights heading towards us, and the red, obviously. Here we go. Now we're starting to see some shape. They could say it's a UFO transforming into a plane, I suppose. The skeptics, you know, or the non-believers, right? Non-believers of the debunk is what I'm trying to say. It's definitely a plane with bright landing light and wing lights. It did look like a UFO there at the start when it was far enough away. Good stuff, huh? The rest of it we've seen already or heard about. Ships. What's this one? Fabricated UFO sighting. Where does it go to? Chipmunk. Picture taken 2017. Okay, so this original picture, so what's the difference? We've got nothing up the top, it's been cropped. Is that meant to be the UFO there, is it? Which ain't there on the original. Well, there you go. You should have done a side by side or overlay. So they've edited that out with Photoshop and put 3 dots in. Is it the same though? It's not quite the same angle. You're right, they've cropped into it there. So they've cropped it as well. Got rid of the top bit. And added that in. So there's something else you got to watch out for, isn't it? Photoshops. I don't like photos. So easy to do that sort of crap. Oh, is that right? What happened there? A special guest visitor while doing a drone flight. Haven't seen this little guy out there before until today. So is it a bird? It must be. Okay. I'm not sure what happened. We've lost our way. Where's UFO interest disappeared to? There. I think you need to fix your video. It's from a military simulation. Oh yeah. So that's another thing they do. They take it for video games now. Never-ending crap that we have to put up with in ufology. And of course that all ends up in stuff I don't generally watch, like TikTok and Instagram. And there's the hoax one with the boats again. Okay, so there's nothing. We're all sort of caught up now, I think. We just have to wait to see what Secure Team puts up. So I might just end it there. And let you guys get a bed or whatever. And my dinner's coming up too. So have a good night, guys. And I'll catch you again in the future. Well, I'm always in the future because I'm in New Zealand. I'm not sure if those stats viewing is always right though. 0 normally means 1 or 2 or 3. There we go. And be good to get you on voice, Mike. This is a typo to the side, making typos. And you can trash talk what the videos are doing if you want to as well. Hey, how come we had 9 likes before and now it's dropped to 8? What happened there? That's not on. Well, it doesn't matter. Haters will be haters. I only tell you what's real, guys. I'm not going to make stuff up just to debunk it. If I thought it was a UFO, I would say it was a real UFO. But if you got a UFO picture that's sort of hardly doing anything in a video, and it looks like it's a balloon, then it's a balloon. Anyway, can't keep justifying what I do. I am an experiencer and a real ufologist as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, good luck, guys.